Neo's setting up for a breakout right now, actually. Neo is trying to break this origin level. Interesting. Good time to look at Neo, I guess, to refine this trend a bit. Swing to swing, which creates a new low to low, which is a new low to low, which is unfortunately a new low to low now, which is going to pull this to here. So you have to hold that uptrend, break this uptrend. It's going to be this candle right there. This is trying to break out right now, Neo. It's trying to set up a breakout. It's been trying to break out of the 1625 valley for a long time. This level origin will give it a big breakout when it starts to collapse over top of that. So then a valley that was never gained. So I would just put my eyes here to first. Well, this is not really tested and lost, right? This is just kind of an untested valley tested right there. That's fine. This one here is not really tested in this region here. I'm not worried about this side of the screen right now because this is not what I'm looking at. I am looking at in here. If this is going to create a valley and then come back and test it, right? Because this is now, let's break that down for a second. This is, when you think about cycles, accumulation, distribution, remember how we talked about, okay, there's going to be a trend here like this, right? And if you have a valley here and you come and you move down and you come back up, remember, you have to attack this valley back here, right? That's how you start to end the distribution, right? This is almost like a double negative, because technically if you have this valley here, you come down to distribute, you invalidate the downtrend by breaking up and having this ladder here, right? This here should technically start to end distribution, and this ends up as a breakout level for the future. Remember how we talked about this on cycles where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Well, that's because it's an origin level, right? So you guys already are seeing origin levels without even knowing it. This is just realizing the importance of that level. This is like taking advanced accumulation, and it kind of makes sense probably why we can't teach origin levels and some of this stuff until we get to a certain point, because you guys kind of already know it. It's cycles, right? You have the thing comes here and it has to back attack this level in order to create this, which is then going to come here and break this, right? This is the exact same thing I taught you guys on cycles, which is then going to ladder up here and create this break here and this and so forth, because it's trying to gain this level. That's an origin level, right? That's an origin level. The trick is seeing it, because you can't always see. You can't always see, like, just using accumulation and distribution cycles is one thing. They won't show you the origin level. Rather, they will explain to you the importance of the origin level, because by marking this, what I didn't do is I didn't do this. Look, this is what I didn't just do. I didn't just do this. Okay, we have the cycle here. It back attacks this, which then creates this, which breaks up to here, which back attacks that level again, which goes to here, which breaks that. Now we're on the 4. Now here is the 5, right, which is back attacking this again, which is creating this right here, which is the 6 or the 7 or the 8 or whatever it is at now. And this never really gains it, but it does back attack this origin. You see how important why this level is becoming so important, right? This is becoming so important as it's being back tested, because it's going through cycles, right? But you can't always see that. Instead, what you can see, and then look again, you have this here, which should be your next breakout point, and then you have it there, and in fact confirms trend and holds this origin level, right? So it's this duality that happens between advanced accumulation and distribution. But this is like the part of the puzzle that you guys are missing. Like, where's the breakout happening? That's the level that the breakout is happening. So advanced accumulation, distribution, cycles, hold levels, break levels, like it all leads up to origin levels, right? Like this is all leading up to origin levels. So then when you come here and you look at this and you start to say, okay, like forget this side of the chart right now. That's not what we're looking at. We're just trying to see what valley gets created and where the back test lies, because technically this is still laddering down here, down here, down here. This is where that snap starts to happen. So this becomes a local origin level right here. So this will show you the smallest part of breakout right here. So now if we would go down to the hourly down here, right, like this, where's the hourly valley that it actually creates and fails to gain, right? Because we marked it on the 4, but what is that attacking, right? Like where's the break there? Why is that the origin level? Well, it's actually not. It's actually right here. You see how this is trying to gain that valley right there, which is actually the attempt to gain this valley here. So before we marked it on the 4 hour right here, this is what we first did, right? Now we are saying, okay, what happened before that? Is this attacking this? Well, it can't be attacking that, and it's failing this, right? So it's failing this, so it's not attacking that. Could it be possibly attacking this? Yeah, looks like it to me. Oh, look at that. Boom, magic. Origin level found. So this is not a simple thing of let's go and find the 4-hour level, because that really didn't show you, right? We're going to go through that again. We're going to mark that 4-hour level again, because this is floating somewhere in the middle. And you get, or is that the one? Yeah, this is floating somewhere in the middle. And people are like, oh, why is that a level? And where's the 4-hour valley? Well, technically the 4-hour valley is here, which makes this look like the origin level, which really isn't the origin level, the real origin level, because if you mark this, you would have missed breakout. You would have had to be buying up here, right? So then we go deeper and we say like, okay, well, what valley is this? Like, why is this here, right? So you have to understand the process of why it is an origin level. It is the attempt of a valley, right? So you instantly go up here and you say, okay, this was never attempted, so this can't be it, right? This is technically still a ladder down. This hasn't invalidated anything, so we're just back to square one, and we're right back here. And you know, what is this? Like, the breakout already happened, right? So then you go and you start to dive deeper and you say, okay, well, here's a valley here, but that can't really be it because it closed. There's a valley right here. But what was this attempting? Because this was attempting, like, okay, for example, this was attempting to close this, right? Like this. Well, it never hit it, okay? So it never attacked that level, right? So it probably stopped at the inverse here. So let's just move this to the inverse. It probably got inversed. Yeah, it got inversed, which is fine. That it hits an inverse level, it's still going down. That's not what we're looking at. Then, and that's true. That still does remain true. It hits the inverse level of the valley it's trying to attack. Therefore, it distributes down. Great. You just saved yourself a lot of money on seeing the scalp position. It's just got 10% better entry because you saw the scalp inside of this, right? So perfect. That's great in itself. But what was this attempting? Was this attempting to gain this? Well, this isn't really an hourly valley. And this actually was just the downside of an attempt on something else. What was this attempting? This was attempting to close this. Oh, there's our origin level, right? Let's make this one, I don't know, dark yellow. Let's make it white. Oh yeah, nice bright white. Nice bright white. So here's the valley, the original, and again, going back to that term, and this will help people, original or origin level, original level, right? The original level inside of the accumulation and distribution cycle. So here it is right here. Attempts to gain it and fails to gain it, attempts it again. Fast forward in time, you see how it's attempting to gain this level over and over and over and over and over and over until it finally does. And when it does, it's gone, right? If you had just marked the 4-hour valley, it would have been a target for you. If you had just marked a 4-hour untested level here, this is why it's such bullcrap about tested and untested levels. There is like a very base level logic to tested and untested levels. It's where it's like, oh, something is an untested level. Like if only charting was that easy, right? I always tell you guys, like one of my many famous sayings. Now I've come to the term that I have many. I dub them famous because I repeat myself. This is just, you know, the annoying person that repeats themselves. I always tell you, like, yeah, untested levels, they're fine, but there's a much more important part to that story. If you are just shorting an untested level here, which is right here in front of your screen on link, look at what you just did. Like, you are such a bonehead. Like, what is this? Like, why did this happen? And then even here's an origin level right here. I wonder if you could consider that an origin. You can. It's close enough. You can consider. There's kind of this tolerance that there is here. Like, well, how many sats is this? It doesn't have to touch it to the sat. Like, this is, I don't even think you can measure this. 0.1%, like that is, I'm considering this an origin level, like, right? And there's the breakout right there, and again there's the break up right there, right? So origin level, right? One simple valley tested, and sometimes they do get hidden like this, right? Like sometimes it's a hidden level like this. So it's the original level, but it's the difference of seeing, you know, whether to play a breakout or you're just seeing a valley being attacked, right? Because there's different strengths and valleys too. It becomes an origin level when you attack it and fail to gain it, like right here. Like this is kind of the original level right here inside, right? You had like a 1-hour valley in here. It tried to gain it. It did attack the level, but then it failed after. So it's almost as if you're saying, if you are doing this, right? Like when you constantly ladder down off of accumulation and distribution, the moment that it comes up and attacks one of these values, let's say it goes here, it comes here, right? But fails that, that's an origin level. Because technically it should break here. This should break. So it's like compounding breakouts, right? If this is technically supposed to reverse the move, it just means that this hit the level to reverse the move and pulled back for that reversal in the future. It's like a compounding slingshot. You see what I mean? Because it's supposed to gain its trend. This is not supposed to move up. This is not supposed to have some big breakout. You're supposed to catch a falling knife somewhere and attack one of these valleys, right? Like you're supposed to catch a falling knife and short one of these valleys. When this happens and it shorts a valley, it is now supposed to start a trend up ladder, right? Like it is now supposed to start an attack against this level, right? It is supposed to do this. In this case, where it doesn't do that, but then it fails this, right? This is now going to be carried forward in the future as an origin level, because this is like, it was supposed to break out, but it's like a delayed breakout. So it's like a slingshot effect, or it's like a compounding breakout, right? It's something that has been trying to break out over this level, this original level, this origin level, something that actually back attacked it off of a ladder, but it actually failed its uptrend for some reason, because that's an uncommon situation. So it's creating a rare event, right? Like this is creating a very R for rare. That's not a very good, you can't even see that. It's just like a scribble. An R for rare event. Like this is a very rare event that occurs when you have a level that's created like this and it attempts to stop distribution and then fails that. That is creating a very rare and unique scenario. But this is also an origin level for the future breakouts, right?
Hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Yeah, drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.